Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us for another session of Archeo Gaming Live featuring Sassa's gamers Kate Minetti and Alexander Vanderwalle. Really quick, let's go over what is SASA. SASA stands for Save Ancient Studies Alliance. It's our mission to reverse the current downward trend in the study of the ancient world by engaging the public and bringing together students and scholars to share their passion for the study of the ancient world in order to inspire a vast new generation of students. We do this by hosting a lot of different kinds of live events, doing research on the downward trend in ancient studies. We have an open access database where you can search resources in ancient studies and much more. Where can you find SASA? Search for Save Ancient Studies Alliance. And on any of these platforms, please follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, LinkedIn, and now TikTok. SASA's live events protocol. Please be kind and respectful. Listen and ask thoughtful questions throughout the event. Please be patient with technology and those administering it. SASA live events are streamed on Twitch, and recordings will be posted on SASA's YouTube channel shortly after the event. There are spoilers during our Archeo gaming events, but of course, as always, have fun. Don't forget to subscribe to SASA on Twitch. If you enjoy our live events, such as Archeo gaming, book clubs, and reading groups, please consider becoming a supporter with a recurring donation. You can do this for as little as $3 a month, and you can help save ancient studies. Thank you for joining us.
All right, so we should be on screen and audible, and welcome everyone to the first episode of our new series. Oh, 1 second, my game is exploding, as always. Welcome. Today we are orphaned. Alexander is not here, but we have a great guest. This is Livia Adams. And I will let her introduce herself and her studies because she's doing research that is very relevant to the game that we're playing today.
Yeah, thank you. Hi, I'm an independent scholar. I just finished my master's in research at Royal Holloway University, it was in classical reception, and I wrote a thesis basically looking at intergenerational violence in the among like the Olympian gods and the Olympian family in video games and comics. So I looked at Hades, I looked at Immortals, Fenyx Rising, and I looked at the comic series Olympians by George O'Connor as well, and basically looking at how characters responded to violence against children and how parents inflicted violence against their children and things like that. So yeah, it was really, really exciting work, and yeah, I hope to be able to discuss more with it, more about it as this goes on, I guess.
Thank you. Yeah, all the good, the good old stories of children trying to dethrone their fathers and fathers, trying to kill their children. Who amongst us hasn't? Anyway, so let me start a new game. So we're going into this completely blind. I don't know if you have played this DLC. I have not. And I don't know what to expect.
Yeah, I've played a little bit when it first came out, and then I kind of put it down and focused on the base game for several months while I did my my thesis, and then I picked it up for a bit last week, and then I realized I basically got how a lot of the mechanics in this DLC worked, so it didn't make much progress, but yeah.
Oh Lord. Okay. Now I'm concerned, but let's see. Oh, so we're getting a cosmology. This is great because this is a field of which I know really nothing. So I'm pleased to see that. Somehow, and this is also like, I mean, I'm having like the average player's experience in which I go in knowing nothing about the mythology and wanting to, learn or find out what it is about. So this is exciting, especially for games set in antiquity or pretend antiquity. Oh my god. Okay. Okay. So while I start what I assume is going to be a tutorial, or kind of going around, um, so what can you tell us about like how? No, let me turn the phrase around. How did you decide to choose this game among others for your research? What inspired you to do the research, and what can you tell us about the game and the game mechanics, in terms of the work that you've been doing? Oh Lord, these are casts of people.
Yeah, so I chose the games that I did, like Hades and Phoenix Rising, because it was largely down to accessibility, for me, because I did consider at one point including Assassin's Creed Odyssey, but that would have meant that I would have had to have gone out and bought an entire new console and then the game and then play the game, and that would have taken a long time. So yeah, when I first started thinking about what I wanted to do for my thesis, I just kind of thought that since I had these games, available, and that they were so recent, and because they were so recent that very few people have actually kind of published anything on them yet, I kind of thought that would be a really good kind of opportunity, I suppose. And I thought it would be, I suppose, easier because I'd already kind of put a lot of time into playing them, so I'd already got a feel for the mechanics and the story and the characters and things like that. So yeah, that's basically it. And so yeah, so my research focused a lot on like parent and child relationships. So I talked about it. I talked a lot about like the gods in the game and like their relationships with Zeus in particular. That was a big one, I think. Um, and obviously like Phoenix's role in kind of having them to come to terms with the kind of the abuse and the kind of um all the horrible things that Zeus put them through. And yeah, and I so yeah, that was quite a lot. Basically, yeah, that was like my focus really. And so for the game, in terms of discussion, I kind of, yeah, didn't really focus much on like the actual kind of game mechanics. It was I kind of talked more about the plot and the characters and how they interacted more than anything. But I think there was, you know, there's quite a lot of dialogue and um, things like that I found really that were, yeah, as I said, it was just mainly kind of focused on the dialogue, and character interactions more than anything. But definitely some of like the dialogue in the vaults and things like that were really key to some discussions.
Yeah. For those of you who have not played the games, it is basically a long psychotherapy, session between Zeus and Prometheus, who is the unwilling, basically therapist, up to a point, and then we can't reveal more because spoilers. And basically Zeus is talking about how he mistreated each one of his children and relatives, for various reasons. Like he wants, uh and like for instance he detests Ares because he's too brash and reminds him of himself and something of the sort. So that is the general gist. And like when I started playing that, I was surprised and like, oh, this is a new take, because we very rarely see like in games sort of any reflection on the fact that most of these families are highly dysfunctional, or we don't see any self-reflection from the characters about how bad their family is. I don't know if you had like this impression the first time you played it, but I was kind of taken aback. I was like, "Ooh, this is new. This is something I wasn't expecting, not from Zeus especially."
I thought that was a really interesting aspect of the game, like how it kind of got into the kind of the gods' psyches and kind of asked the questions of like how they would have responded to this behavior of Zeus and him, and the kind of idea of Zeus actually having to face some accountability, things like that, which unfortunately, as I discussed in my thesis, doesn't actually last particularly long. So I don't know if you know, but there was a companion comic to Fenyx Rising that was released last year, I think.
This is completely new information for me, so please elaborate on that.
So yeah, there was this companion comic. It's titled From Great Beginnings, and it's very has a lot to do with Phoenix's parentage. So it kind of follows Phoenix returning home to Argos, and we get to meet Thetis and kind of learn a bit more about Thetis and her relationship to Phoenix and her concerns about Phoenix and becoming a god, because obviously she's already lost Achilles.
Right.
And he was, partly immortal. And yeah, that comic establishes that Zeus tends to kind of fall back into his old patterns. So there's a scene near the beginning where he's, trying to kind of connect with his children, but when Hephaestus kind of asks him something about whether he wants to look at something that he's created, Zeus kind of goes back to insulting him quite quickly. So yeah, it's kind of unfortunate, but again, kind of throughout the comic, they kind of it is kind of Phoenix does kind of tell him again that he needs to have more compassion and kind of tries to beat it into him a bit. So it's like, yeah, it's kind of acknowledging that things like, if he's trying to take accountability is like something that's going to take quite a bit of time. And yeah, he just doesn't get it right.
I mean, it's Zeus, right?
Yeah.
It's I mean, what kind of accountability can there be for the supreme god of the universe? Which is also like a sort of like bigger theological question, right? If one of your gods is a complete ass, who's going to hold him accountable, right? What is going to take for him to acknowledge his mistakes? And it's it's also like a very modern reading. I don't know if ancient people would have had those kind of questions, although I don't see why not, but I don't know if they would have put it in sort of a family context or just being like, well, wow, he's really an ass. I'm trying not to die in the meantime. Oh my god. Okay. Oh no. Oh no, the flying things. Do I have a bow? Okay, 1 second. Oh, I can pull them? Oh, I can pull them. Okay. The fighting style in this series is really funny though. Like, I don't know if you've if you've played Odyssey, but like the fighting style there is pretty repetitive. In here, I got the sense that the developers really had fun making this game, like a lot of fun. It's so bright, it's so non-serious.
Yeah, definitely. I think I definitely got that impression. I've only played a little bit of Odyssey. It was free for a bit on Google Stadia a while ago before it shut down.
Yeah, wow. Back in the day, yeah. That was
yeah, back.
That was an unfortunate. Oh. Okay. Wait, what did I do? Oh, I see. Okay. How many of these do I have and how many of these do I have to activate? The gameplay becomes very interesting with Ash's story in the third DLC. I haven't played the other DLC. What how is that? Which is it like the Lost Gods? Is that one?
Oh, yeah, I haven't really played much of that either. But the premise seems quite interesting. Because they get a new hero, and I think Phoenix kind of helps this new hero from from Olympus, and it's more kind of a top-down kind of style. So it's very different from the base game. At least that's what I remember from what I played of it. And then I think they introduced some of the other gods as well, like Poseidon, Demeter, Hades, Hestia. Yeah, that's all I can really remember of it. But
yeah, I remember.
Yeah,
I
'cause
remember seeing Hestia in there and being very surprised because she's not like the first god that you think about when you have to, think about the Olympians and like making something, making some content, because she's never. I mean, she never. Okay, we did it. She never has any drama. So I was surprised. Like, I don't have the DLC, but I would like to play to see what happens with her, because she's really the most unproblematic of Olympians, if anything, because she's
Yeah.
never doing, she's never doing much, or she doesn't want to deal with her highly dysfunctional family. Ooh, a lot of shrooms here. Oh my god. So did they like? So the themes that you explored for the base game, do they translate to the new god DLC, new god DLC, and what is the other one? Forgotten gods, forgotten myths? Or were they just kind of there?
I mostly focused on the base game, but I did talk a bit about the new gods DLC and how, again, Zeus kind of almost fell back into his old pattern by kind of trying to deny Fenyx godhood and only changing his mind when the other gods intervened.
Oh my god.
But again, that's because I didn't really play much of it. I mean, my study probably could have benefited from it if I had, but I remember finding it was just very tough at the time, and I think
okay.
I was very concerned about word count and things like that.
Yeah,
I had to
that
cut an
makes
entire
sense.
chapter.
Ooh.
So,
Wait, what was this? What
Yeah, I
was the
tried
secret
to-
chapter about?
it was basically about like gender really, and gender and violence, and I think I wanted to get in a bit of context about like the production of some of these games, and how how some of the studios have a kind of culture of like misogyny and like rape culture, and how that may have possibly influenced some of the games and things like that. But I think I decided to cut it because it also didn't quite fit as well with the others, and also it made my thesis too long. So, but I might go back in the future and revisit it and maybe publish it as an independent thing, but don't know yet.
I would love to read that. Also, yes, we know that Ubisoft has some issues. Oh, honestly, I don't have. I'm shit at this at these puzzles. We know that Ubisoft has well-known issues with with their executives, more than, and like some of the higher up devs too. So but wait, does it change? Oh, okay. Okay. 1 second. Maybe I'm less shit than I give myself credit for? Is it gonna change the whole thing? Jesus. Okay. I'm sure there is a method to this, right?
Yeah, probably.
Okay. This one moves this one moves these ones. I'm sure people are yelling at me. Okay. Oh, wait, I don't have... No, never mind. Sequels and DLC, ignoring or undoing the characters. This is from the chat. Or growth to go back and revisit or create a nostalgia hit for the original works concept is a too common problem in games and fictions. That's very true. Don't even get me started on the Odyssey DLCs, in which they undid a lot, or the Valhalla DLCs that basically ignore the base game because they can be played at any moment. But it is such a mess. But actually, oh, okay, my things are regenerating. Booyah! Yes, nice. But actually, talking about the thing that you mentioned about the cut chapter about gendered violence and everything, Um, how did the base game of Immortals Phoenix Rising work in that chapter? Like how what do you think about gender presentation and gender stereotypes? Question mark. In the base game, because I was replaying it lately and I have thoughts, but I want to hear someone who has spent way more time than me on that.
Well, I can't really remember what a lot of what I wrote. I think I tried to kind of look into how Fenyx as a female character was treated, especially in comparison with like Cassandra.
Mm.
And then yeah, I looked into a bit on like online toxic kind of
Oh God.
misogyny, which
Lovely.
yeah, yeah. But yeah, I think Phoenix is quite an interesting character, and that I think I remember kind of writing that she kind of, um, yeah, I think it's probably a bit like, yeah, I think she kind of has a bit of kind of like, I don't know, she kind of has like displays a lot of kind of like, I guess kind of, I don't really know how to say it, but obviously no, sorry, I kind of lost my train of thought. I really can't remember what I wrote, but I think, yeah, um, I think I definitely talked a bit about like how sometimes the presentations of the gods kind of defied kind of stereotypical like gender stereotypes, because you have someone like someone like, I don't know, Ares, for example. He shows a lot of vulnerability, I guess.
He
And
does. Although begrudgingly.
yeah, begrudgingly, which obviously is like very kind of antithetical to the kind of um I guess his kind of nature, or the kind of stereotypically kind of masculine ideals that people kind of associate with him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, things like that really.
Yeah,
Yeah, sorry.
he also only ever admits vulnerability when he's transformed into a rooster. So
Yeah, true. Although there was a bit, I think there was a bit of dialogue when he was restored to a god, where he talks about being trapped in the jar by the giants,
the two
and
giant
how
babies, yes.
he's um yeah, yeah, sorry, I really can't remember what it was I actually wrote about Phoenix all that well. I think like the kind of last kind of push for to get my thesis done just
Oof.
meant that I just kind of pushed it out of my brain and just focused on everything else.
Oh, let me tell you, I am in that moment right now. I'm waiting for the last batch of corrections before I send my PhD. I submit my whole PhD, on which I spent way too many years. And my brain is pudding. It's like it's melting. So it is a miracle that I managed to like make this particular stream like last week, because it's all a blur. So no worries. This is a judgment-free zone when scholarship is involved. In all of this, we have finally met who was singing, and who can restore balance, and who is wearing a beautiful, beautiful garment with a jade belt. Belt? How do you call it? The thing that fastens your belt? Like that? Yeah, the thing on her belt. It's incredible. Oh my god. And she is clearly a goddess because of high stature and stars and sparkle. I do like how in this series the gods are bigger. That is like, but like not just slightly bigger like in Odyssey, they're just giant. Like this is like giving me Greek art. Like it's like, yes, they took the vases and the sculptures and they just put the same proportions. The buckle, thank you. Thank you in the chat. Sometimes my English fails. So wait, what did she? Oh, okay. Oh no, sir, you're having a really bad headache. To be young again. Okay. Find a way out. Can we just break? No, we can't. No, we're not going. We're not going to heaven yet. 1 second. I mean, there's a hole in the... But we can't. Not yet. I'm concerned.
I think those are like this DLC's equivalent of the Vault. The Vaults of Tartarus.
That would make sense. Okay, I'll need to find another way. All right. So we need at least another weight, but we can go. Huh. Anything that we can throw? Anything that we can hit? Wow, this would be very... No, ma'am, no. Okay. Oh, we're glitching in the statue. Oh, maybe we need to go in the... Actually, in the gateway. Maybe that's the way out. I mean, surely it's out of this realm. I don't know if it is.
Yeah,
I think that's the only way, right? Because I don't have enough powers yet to move the other blocks. Okay, let's jump into this. Yeah, let's go. And see what this is about. Okay. So wait, each DLC has a different protagonist? This is me not knowing crap about this series. Apart from the new god one?
Yeah, so the new god, it's still Fenyx, and then the other two, it's different people. Yeah.
Oh. I mean, I assume that this would be a different protagonist because different civilization, but the others are still like the Greek gods. Huh. Those are certainly choices. Is the third protagonist also female? Like canonically?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, at least there is that. Okay. If I call it bumps, okay. Well, let's not bump then. All my years playing Prince of Persia on Windows 95 have paid off. Okay. Oh, ooh. Okay. What do we have to... Let me guess. No! Yes? I'm confused. Oh, I see. Okay. What does this do? Huh. Okay, wow, this is jumping way higher and more forward. Ooh, wow, he did a barrel roll. Okay. Okay, let's see. Can I reach this one? Oh my god. I miss all my powers. I'm doing a new game plus in the base game, and I already have all my powers. I'm like, yeah, this is easy. Yeah, it is easy because I have everything. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm loving the aesthetics. I admittedly know nothing about it, but next week we will actually have someone who knows a lot about ancient Chinese and Buddhist art, because this is how can we say, a delightful mishmash in true Ubisoft style. It's not one style of one period of one thing. A sudden desire to pose. Excuse you. Okay. Oh. Okay. I see. We're making fun. Okay. The thing that really sent me in all of these games is how not seriously they take themselves. Okay. Oh, yeah. Okay, this is Aeris's thing. They're like very meta in the sense that they make fun of themselves and of everything else, which is rare.
Yeah. I quite like that. Yeah.
It's a lot of fun. Especially when talking about like serious things like mythology and everything that's not everything needs to be God of War. Let's put it this way.
Yeah.
Um, okay, the Mortal Lands. What is this? Oh, it's a tutorial. Okay, 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 I see. Okay. So speaking of map, wait, let's see. Okay, we acquired a Heavenly Communicator. Okay. Ooh. Okay. We have abilities, we have godly powers. You can't update them yet. Right, we haven't gone to a base yet. Okay. So, are we gonna get a cloud? Oh, okay. Let's see, let's see. Oh god, it's one of those...
The gods thought their divine power would protect them.
Oh, so we have a narrator here as well. The obscure presence, the dark presence is the narrator.
Yeah.
Okay. I see, I see.
You happy? What are you?
Not my best joke.
Yeah, it kind of reminds me. Kind of reminds me how in the in like the first 2 or 3 vaults in the base game, Typhon actually like kind of speaks.
Yes, he
the first-
comments. He gives the commentary.
Yeah.
Yeah, like he's a sport journalist. Oh, okay. We have the non-power zone. Okay, okay. Let's jump and take a break. Oh, I have my stamina pack. Okay. Are we ascending? We are. All right. Pomegranates. Which technically, well, I don't know actually. I don't know where pomegranates are from. Where they originally come from. Oh yes, we're getting wings. Fantastic. Fantastic. Yes. Yes. Good. I was waiting for them. They're prototype wings. I don't care. We're gonna use them. Yes. Yes. Okay. What else are we missing? Okay. So let's test them. But I'm assuming we're gonna have to test them, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, let's see. We got a draft. Okay. Oh, okay, okay. Excellent. No, I'm not going to air dodge. I'm just gonna punch my way through this. Aha. And what is this? So what I'm getting from like the dialogues that I've read and heard is that we are trying to once again heal the land, restore the land, and close a giant rift. We got a mineral, a magic mineral here. Oh, I do like this. It is interesting. Okay, so now we
Yeah,
can
it kind of
fly.
looks like it. Yeah, it kind of looks like the mineral has the same purpose as Zeus's lightning in the base game, I think.
Yes. Yes. So I'm assuming we're going to get to a place where we can spend all this this currency, this magic currency, and update our
Yeah.
gear. Oh, I like that. I wonder how much variety in terms of gear there's going to be. One of my favorite things in the base game was changing the outfits every day or so.
Oh yeah.
Right now I'm like in Eris's land, so I'm wearing the boar pelt, the boar hide, because it makes sense. But when I was playing in Aphrodite's domain, I was okay, so this was not the way out. Excellent. But now we can fly. Wait. So is this gonna make any difference? Interesting. Are we playing ourselves here?
I think that might be an updraft.
Right, this
type
looks like
thing.
it should be an updraft, but how do we... Oh, wait. Maybe I'm thinking, right? The only thing that could be making this become an updraft, maybe down here? What is here? Oh. Ooh, okay, wait. Can I hit this? I cannot. Interesting. But I was under the impression that I had already... Oh, no, I hadn't already put one here. That's the thing. So this may not be. This may not be the case. This riddle may be for the statue. Okay, let's see. Quest zone. What if we try to burn this wood? Oh, there's a fire. I'm an idiot. Never mind. Never mind. I didn't see the didn't see the thing. It's okay. I'm stupid. Okay, let's see. Oh, this is pretty. This is very pretty.
Enough sightseeing. I need to focus.
Oh, so we're gonna use it. Yeah, so this is the tutorial. Okay, so while I'm doing the tutorial. Which other games did you talk about in your how do you call it there? Thesis, dissertation? I never remember which one is which.
Yeah.
Which other games did you use? And what similarities did you find in the ways the family, like terrible family dynamics are treated, or like which giant differences, like which one is better from that viewpoint, if any of them are good?
Yeah, so I only used 2 games. I used this one, Fenyx, and I also looked at Hades. And yeah.
Listen, we played Hades.
So
it was the first game we played, so talk to me. Tell me everything.
So I did talk a lot about again, there was a lot of kind of father-child conflict. Obviously, but I think like
big daddy issues.
One of the biggest Yeah, I think one of the big differences is in Hades, the kind of conflict between Zagreus and Hades is actually a critical kind of game mechanic. You have to fight Hades to meet, to pass on and to get Zagreus to meet his mother. It's kind of less so in Fenyx Rising, I think. But I also kind of thought there was kind of similarities in that both games kind of they both try to kind of introduce kind of gods, like the perpetrators kind of facing some level of accountability. And I think one of the things I really liked about both is that there's actually, I think there's no real pressure, or kind of no one's really telling the kind of the victims, Zagreus and the gods. There's no one really telling them that they have to forgive, like Zeus and Hades, for everything that they put them through. And I think in both, there's a kind of understanding that kind of healing from this, and kind of kind of forgiveness will take time, if they choose to, want to forgive it at all. Which I think, again, is like a really kind of interesting take, I think.
It is, and also like it strikes me as like healthy in a way, because it's not like you snap your fingers, like in a lot of media you see like immediate forgiveness and nobody ever talks about the thing ever again. But like in these cases you have millennia of conflict, and so it makes sense that like there needs to be like some someone must repentance, there must be some repentance. Sorry, see, English is difficult. And also like addressing the issues, but also working on the kind of forgiveness in time. Like it's not immediate, it's going to take time. And on the funny side, what do the gods have if not all the time in the world, right? They're immortal, so they got all the time they can to stew on their conflicts, but also try to solve them.
Yeah, exactly. I think I did write something very similar to that. It just makes sense for things to not be fully resolved by the end of the game. yeah, it just makes sense, I guess, and I think it's better that way, better for it, rather than just, you know, having the characters just immediately forgive them. It's not as kind of satisfying, I guess.
Right, also especially for a roguelite, you need to be able to replay it, so conflict cannot be immediately resolved, otherwise there would be no replayability, I'm assuming. Thinking about Hades.
Yeah.
Fenyx is less of a roguelite. But it's still like it's pretty funny to play New Game Plus because it takes even less, you know, effort in trying to figure out what you have to do because you kind of already know. In the meantime, we have some information on the gods. So the houses of Huang and Yan were locked in constant struggle even before I crafted my first squirrel. Choices. When others ask why I choose to settle in these mortal lands, I just tell them it's quiet here. Lord Gong Gong and his people exiled from heaven seem to settle in Bu Zoo quite well too. At the end of the day, we just want a place to call our own. So we're dealing with exiled people, gods who have been exiled. This is interesting. This is like one of the instances in which I really want to read the logs and I want to learn about what we're dealing with. We already like confirmed that he can talk to the goddess and that the goddess speaks to him, and he seemed pretty surprised about it, which, I mean, you're flying around like, boy, get a grip. Of course the goddess talking. You talked to her 10 minutes ago. Why are you even surprised? Let's see what we got. We got chests, we got vaults. Sort of vaults, musical challenges. I was also like 2 days old when I realized that the quest in the base game, the quest is like we are not alone, is for this game. Because you find the chrysanthemum flower. Yeah, I was like, wait, what? And now I see the chime and I was like, oh, I'm an idiot. Like that's what it was for. That's not that, because the first time I played it, I was confused. I was like, wait, what? What is this? Right? There's no chrysanthemum in there, and now I understand. I'm not the smartest sometimes.
Yeah, they did one they put mission or like quests for each of the 3 DLCs in the base game.
Oh god,
so there's one.
I don't think I found them. I don't think I found all of them yet. I found one. Wait, what are the other two quests, if you remember?
So I think the one relating to the new gods is near Hermes' statue, and it's basically you just have to kind of navigate obstacles in like Olympus. It's kind of a bit of a taste of the kind of trials you kind of get in that DLC. And then the quest for the Lost Gods DLC, I think, is in the Forge Lands, right at the kind of edge of the Forge Lands somewhere. I can't quite remember. But yeah.
I need to pay attention to that. The quest line of the Forge Lands really, really made me like laugh, but also sad. Of like Phaistos turning himself into like accepting that he's now an automaton, and not wanting to go back because he put all his bad memories into something else. I was like, oh, that is sad.
Yeah.
That really tore at my heartstrings. I was like, no, why? I mean, I see why, but sad.
Yeah, I found that. Yeah, I think I found that quest definitely one of the most emotional parts. You know, I think I wrote in my thesis that him having to recover his bad memories just to, you know, become a god again is actually quite horrifying, just to kind of relive all of that trauma, I guess.
It is bad. It is bad. It's like, yeah, you don't get to enjoy like the others. Like you're not getting off the hook. And it's like, wait, but why? I mean, although he's not completely innocent in Greek myths, but like the Hephaestus in the game is like a nice soul. And everyone hates him. Like his mom and dad kind of despise him. Oh my god, what is this? Is a griffin. Sort of. Come on, give me that. Oh, come on. Dude, just die. Okay. Sorry. I get frustrated sometimes, and this is... What am I looking at? Who are you? This is I love it. What is this? Oh my god. It's like I mean, it's the asset of the Gorgon with a different skin on it. But I love it. Who are you? I need more of these. Oh, there we go. Wish granted, I guess. Love it. Okay. Oh, corruption. Okay. I see.